Barcelona started out their season this year very well. They've dripped off a little bit, but they're still very close to the top. So we're going to check out yet another Barcelona tactic today. Let's just jump in and see how it did. This one is called Barcelona's New Era, and you can see it's a 4-3-3 just like they use. The creator obviously used Barcelona to test it out and crushed Real Madrid 7-1. So very nice to see things like that when you're a Barcelona fan. And the description says 4-3-3, very good defensively and with great goal numbers. So we're going to test that theory out with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's dive into the Premier League and see how our teams did. Well, the Premier League, Liverpool did very well. 102 points, 114 goals, 33, 3-2. Aston Villa, the last couple of tactics that we tried have come in second place, this time fifth. At 21, 10, 7, 73 points, 80 goals. We've seen them better, we've seen them worse. But starting out with the domestic cups of Liverpool with them on top, Carabao Cup semi-finals is where they lose out to Aston Villa. The FA Cup final, though, they get to it. They beat Ipswich Town somehow for the trophy, 2-1. And trophy number 3 comes against AC Milan 7-1 in the Europa League final. Wow. So all in all, this definitely did a phenomenal job. No question about it. Coming up against Aston Villa is the only issue here in the Carabao Cup who's using the same tactics. So overall, if you took control of this, I think you could have a clean sweep here. Squad-wise, they've got some green, could definitely use a little bit more, but goals 34 for Salah, 22 for Gakpo, 21 for Diaz, Jota with 20. That's a nice mix. 20 assists for Salah, and average rating, of course, Salah gets a 7.53. Aston Villa's domestic cup run, you can see they beat Ipswich in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals 5-2. Coming up against Liverpool, we already saw them win. They get to the Carabao Cup final and they beat Arsenal 3-1 in extra time. FA Cup at 5th round, unfortunately, not so well. Manchester United dropped them out 0-1. And they have a phenomenal run all the way up to the Europa Conference League final, unfortunately losing out to Fiorentina 1-2. So overall for Aston Villa, Carabao Cup trophy, very well done. Runners up in the Conference League, not too bad. 5th place though in the Premier League, I think you could do a little bit better. I mean, you have 11 points to get to Tottenham. It's doable if you take control of this yourself, but FA Cup, yeah, they really didn't show up. Squad-wise, not a lot of green, but I'm not too unhappy about that. It's kind of expected, but 26 goals for Zaniolo, 19 for Yuri Tielemans. Wow. Assist, 16 for Digne, Zaniolo with 12, 11 for McGinn, Diaby, and Kamara, all there. But average rating, you get Zaniolo with a 7.23. Data Hub, Liverpool, just a fantastic job attacking. You get mostly every base, no question about it, even fouls against per game. Defensively, they look kind of on par with what they usually do with 3 flat goals per game, 0.87 conceded, 0.91 XG against. The shots per game is 20. That's nice. Aston Villa pretty much missing the fouls against per game, but missing the goals. Defensively, they're looking actually a little bit worse than usual, but they actually get better numbers. 1.08 conceded is definitely better than usual. The 1.31 though, not so much. 2.11 goals per game. Yeah, they could have done a little bit better shots. Non-penalty expected goals as well. Premier League stats, 2.68 points per game is really nice for Liverpool. Aston Villa with 1.92. Below 2, it's like kind of like, I don't know about that. But most goals, Liverpool with 114, Aston Villa with 80. Fewest shots against, Liverpool with 279, Aston Villa with 381. Most possession, Liverpool with 54%, Aston Villa down with 51. Most dribbles made, 724 for Liverpool, 685 for Aston Villa. And most shots for Liverpool in first with 768, 609 for Aston Villa. But now with the Premier League being kind of a mixed bag, how did Ipswich Town do? Well, first place, of course they did. 128 goals is through the roof, 104 points. They didn't storm the league, but they definitely won it. Well, we already seen them. Carabao Cup quarterfinal, they lose 5-2 against Aston Villa, and they lose out as runners-up 1-2 against Liverpool in the FA Cup final. So overall, the FA Cup is through the roof. That is phenomenal for them. No question about it. Ipswich in first with the championship. It was a pretty good season. I'd definitely take it. Squad-wise, they only have, 5, 6 in the green? Still, that's interesting. But goals, 27 for Hurst, 15 for Connor Chaplin all the way down there. Assists, 19 for Connor Chaplin. Reader comes in with 10. And then average rating, Marcus Harness gets a 7-3-0, 7-2-0 for Connor Chaplin. Yep, Leif Davis is back off to PSG. Championship stats, Ipswich in first with 2.26 points per game. Most goals clearly in the first position, 128. Fewest shots against, 374. Most dribbles made, 857. And most shots for, 768. So, with all that said, let's dive into the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullback on the left and the right in support this time around, ball playing defenders in defend, roaming playmaker in support, and then 2 CMs in attack on the midfield line, 2 inside forwards in attack, and an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow, approach play is passive to space, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense and be more disciplined. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, and step up more. So overall, how did it do for our 3 teams? Another one that did a phenomenal job, especially for Ipswich. 128 goals is through the roof. Liverpool doing a fantastic job as well. 102 points, really. Only 2 losses all season. That's to Aston Villa and Arsenal. So interestingly enough, Aston Villa, though, in 5th place. They definitely could have brought it up a little bit. As I always say, if you take control of Aston Villa yourself, you could definitely do a better job getting that 73 up to 84 maybe. But take control of the transfers, your training, things like that. Get a nice back line in there. I think you could do a phenomenal job. But here, definitely one to check out. Definitely one to take a look at. And if you have, let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But that is it for me, 7FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.